are at 3600 Hillcrest Street in Belmont. It's 9/15/2012. We're going to do a video from a clean out located on the side of the house, and hopefully we're going to get all the way past the property line and down out to the main. Go ahead. Going through some ABS, and it connects to the original cast iron under the house here in a little while. Makes a couple of bends, but we should be able to make it through here. There we are, into the old cast iron. Proceeding down the line. We're just making a turn into the main drain here. Pretty much now we're going down the center of the house to the west, I believe.
It is right there.
What?
Why you combo? One connection.
We went through a Y. And now we're going straight down the center here, heading toward the garage.
By the garage, this is one connection for the down.
Oh, okay. 2-inch, so. Should be coming up to a tie-in for the laundry pretty soon if we see it. Yeah, push a little muck out of the way, but that's okay. We're going to pause for a second to run some water down the line to try to get the camera clear. Okay, now we got the lens clear, and we just washed some muck on down the line. We'll let this water run out for just a minute, so we get a little better view of the pipe. Okay, we're continuing down the line. Yeah, we might have to run a little more water down here just to clear the line a little bit. We're going to pause again. Okay, we're going to keep pushing down and see if we wash the line out a little bit. I think there's just a lot of debris sitting in it. The house has been empty and there hasn't been a lot of water going through the line. Let's continue on down. I think we're just going to keep running into this. We'll just push down a little more. Maybe real quick. Okay. A lot of sediment buildup on the line, and a little bit of a low spot may just be dammed water from, yeah, I think it probably is from some of the debris that settled in the bottom of the line. That'll wash out. We just need more water to go down. Let's stop here for just a second. I do believe we're coming to the end of the cast iron, and it looks like we may be exiting the structure. I'm going to pause here and go do a line locate. Okay, we're back from pause. We did a line locate. We're about 4 feet at this point, 4 to 5 feet just off the west side of the garage. We put a stake to mark where this is. This looks like the point where we're changing from cast iron to clay. We're going to continue from here. Down at about 8 or 10 feet, there's actually an opening in the line, and we'll go into that. Then we'll push the camera into the downstream piece and try to get all the way down to the city main. Let's go. We've been looking for a clean out here in this section, but we haven't found one. Here we are going into clay pipe now, and of course we've got some roots right in the joint there. Camera's obviously upside down. The muck is on the bottom. Holding a little water because the roots are damming it back. Pushed into a little muck. We should be out of this pipe in a minute. We'll clean the camera off.
Water?
Yeah, let's do some more water. I want to get the camera clean. Looks like a pretty typical clay pipe. Comes in relatively short sections, and every time you come across a joint, you've got some roots growing in, which is common for clay. We're running some more water down the line so we can wash the lens off real quick.
We are at 76 feet.
Right, that's
76 is close to the hole. So the snake was 80. 8 was 90.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not always, it's sort of accurate. Not,
Yeah, I mean to a point.
This is more accurate than the counter.
Yeah.
That gives you an idea.
Because you ran a snake 80 feet.
Oh, and that's where you wound up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just right there. Okay, we got some water going down the line. We'll see if we can clear the lens real quick. Push some muck out of the way. There we go. There was a lot of buildup in the line because there was a blockage, and all the waste is settled on the bottom of the pipe. It does need to be flushed out good.
The hole right there.
There's a
Yeah.
hole.
No, where there's a hole over there. He dug a hole. It's open. Okay, let's go push into the hole. We're gonna push into the hole and then
And you pick it
push
up
the
and
camera. Yeah,
He's gonna
please.
pick it up
Thanks.
and shove it through the
Yeah,
hole.
and then we're gonna push it through the and put it into. There's a section of the pipe that's been taken out because of roots, and we're gonna push it down into the next piece and continue the video on down. Okay, go ahead. Yeah. We don't need the water anymore.
Let me turn it off.
Yeah, thanks. Yep. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. They're waiting for us to push the camera through. A little more. There we are. We're going to go into the downstream piece now. There's about a 2 foot, 3 foot piece that's taken out. Enter.
He's gonna put it in the other pipe.
Yeah. There we are. Now we're going into the downstream pipe.
Still water going.
Yeah, we got water running, so there's, there we go. Now we can see it. And of course there are some roots growing down this line as well. Let's pull back just a couple inches. A little more, a little more. Poquito más. Intro. Yeah, we've got a joint here that looks to be offset. We're changing direction slightly, probably heading down the hill. And of course you can see there's a little water pooling and lots of roots growing in. We'll see if we can get through this. Go ahead. There we go. We made the turn through there and we're heading downstream, but we still got an awful lot of water held back in this pipe.
Still water.
Yeah. We're going to pause and let the water drain out here for a moment. We're going to go ahead and try again. We cleared the downstream line from the hole that they opened. We're going to push through here again, wash the camera off, and try to go downstream all the way to the main again. They're just going to wash off the lens, and we're going to continue into the go ahead. Okay, now we're proceeding into the downstream piece that was opened up for us. We cleared a bunch of roots out here. This was that corner where, let's pull back just a little bit and we can sort of see the roots here in the corner still growing into that joint. Pull back a little more. Okay, and going into a turn here, probably going down grade because there is quite a elevation change from the roadway up onto the property. We'll continue through this. And we'll go downstream now. Continue down. Here we have a clay pipe to clay pipe joint. You can see still roots growing in it even though we've run the machine down it. We'll continue past this. We haven't quite caught up with the footage counter. As soon as we get to where we were before, the counter will start again. It knows where we stopped. There we are. Now we're proceeding. Now we're going down the line from where we were before. Another turn, probably the turning back to the horizontal and going out toward the roadway now. Looks like we're heading sort of straight down here at the moment. I do believe we made it all the way to the main. We're going to pause here for a moment and then go do a line locate. Okay, we're back from pause and we've actually pushed through the lateral into the main, and now we're going to pull back to that hole that we had just to look at this portion of the pipe again. Maybe turn it a little so it goes, yeah, there you go. We're gonna go back forward for just a second and look at our connection to the main, that intro. Oh, maybe it won't go. Yeah. Okay, we're just gonna come back. Actually the connection looked pretty good. We went right through it. Let's continue to pull back. They just cleared this portion of the line. There are roots growing into the clay pipe joints, but at this point they're sort of minor. It was holding back before we got the camera through here. It's looking pretty open now. Pretty typical old clay pipe. That's very common to have that kind of root intrusion, and eventually in 6 months or so that'll block it completely. But we're continuing back. Coming back up here to our excavated hole and that turn. This is probably the worst point we've seen. Obviously there's an elbow here. Let's push forward and take a closer look at that. Intro, poquito. There you go. Obviously you can see some cracks and separations in the pipe. We'll pull back really slow. Come on. See. Camera does make it through, but it's an elbow, and we're holding a little bit of water at the bottom of it, and there are roots growing into that as well. but the camera does make it through.
Where is this point?
Another clay pipe joint with some roots growing in it. Very common for clay pipe.